Welcome to Small Cap Nation. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. With me today, Don Steinbrugge, managing partner of Agecroft Partners, which is a marketing consulting firm for hedge funds. And let's start with talking about Hedgeopolis. This is something you've been involved in, a summit for people in the industry. So give me the details. Where is it? When? How can people find out more?
Yeah, so we do two conferences. One of them is called Gaining the Edge, Hedge Fund Sales Leadership Conference, and that's the one that's going to take place April 28th in New York City at the Roosevelt Hotel. We're expecting to be one of the largest hedge fund conferences in New York in 2016. You know, it's going to be all about helping hedge funds improve the marketability of their product. You know, right now, hedge funds are having a very difficult time raising money. Most of the money is going to the largest hedge funds, so these small, mid-sized funds are looking for any advantage they can to improve how they raise assets.
So this might help some smaller hedge funds meet people, learn some techniques, what the industry's thinking right now, and be able to grow their funds.
Yeah, we're going to have about 600 people attend. It's going to be mostly CEOs, COOs, heads of marketing of hedge funds. They're going to get to hear a majority of the top heads of capital introduction from the largest banks. Their main job is speaking with investors. They represent hundreds of hedge funds. They have a great pulse on the market globally. They're also going to hear from a number of large institutional investors, you know, what works in a meeting, what doesn't work in a meeting. And I think everybody who comes is going to learn something. Okay,
sounds very interesting. And why is this a timely subject?
You know, it's a timely subject because most of the money is going to the largest hedge funds. You know,
and when you say large, how big?
Over $1 billion.
Okay, so $1 billion would be anything above $1 billion. That's where it seems to be the investment money is going.
It's been all brand driven.
Okay.
And smaller hedge funds, even if they have better performance, a better product, are having difficulty raising money, and a lot of them are beginning to go out of business. You know,
and why is that? They just can't get the attention? They can't?
Well, the reason is you got to excel at three things. You know, first of all, 15,000 hedge funds. Most investors will meet with 250. They'll do a second meeting with 40, allocate to 3. You have any blemish, you're not getting hired. So you got to have a great product, and most don't know how good their product is. So this conference is going to focus on what factors institutional investors focus on and help hedge funds evaluate themselves to figure out what they need to improve at. The second thing you have to have is a great marketing message. Most hedge fund managers are bad presenters. Investors' perceptions below reality. You don't get hired. And most hedge fund managers have no idea how to raise money. So we're going to focus on all three of these at this conference.
And how does somebody even break into that? I mean, how do you even start? I mean, are these people who have been traders? Have they been prop traders? Or, I mean, it just seems like such a difficult thing, not just to trade well, but also to get the money to start the fund.
Well, first of all, if you're a successful hedge fund manager, you get to have private jets, a big house in the Hamptons, and go to parties with rock stars. So everybody wants to be a hedge fund. The problem is most people are not good hedge fund managers. Probably only, 20, maybe 15% of hedge funds are really skilled. So the ones who are really skilled tend to spin out of other hedge funds or work for long-only managers, created great long-term track records, and those are the ones who are typically going to be successful. You know, sometimes it can be someone who's a great trader on their own and eventually they build a hedge fund, but that's fairly unusual.
Okay, and then finally, this conference, there will be, the money raised will go to charities, so tell me about that.
100% is going to charities that benefit children. The primary beneficiaries are going to be Hedge Funds Care. It helps with prevent child abuse, and the World Pediatric Project. This is an organization where doctors volunteer their time. They fly down to the Caribbean for a week and they take care of children in poverty. You know, the return on investment for World Pediatric Project is extremely high. It costs about $20,000 to send an entire team down there, and you're getting 5 to 10 times your money based on if you paid full market price for their services.
Okay, sounds like two great causes. So again, date, can somebody go online and register?
Yeah, it's Gaining the Edge Hedge Fund Marketing Leadership Conference.
It's a mouthful, okay.
You can see it on the internet. It's April 28th in New York City.
Okay, thank you very much, Don, for sharing that with us, and thank you for joining us on Small Cap Nation. To find out more interviews as well as what some small companies are doing, some very interesting things, you can go to smallcapnation.com.